Alright, so we're a little bit farther along here. Awfully dusty. All of the original framework around the rear here is gone now. My steel should show up sometime this week, middle of the week, something like that, and I can start building the doghouse and the floor. I'm having pieces formed, the stainless at the back here, to tie the two pieces together. Radiators are mocked up where they're gonna go. I'll go down below there in a minute. Just have a look from up top here for now. Anyway, it's alright. We'll pause this. Okay, so like I say, the radiators are mocked up. The frame here is all welded up. Did that last weekend. Laid these stainless pieces in here, the lowest 1 inch by 2 inch square tubing or rectangular tubing. Had to end up kerf cutting all the corners there. It's pretty much the only way I could do it. Not the greatest way, but it works. To weld that all up yet. Something like 22 cuts per per piece to get the shape, but I got, I don't know how many more to go, pieces like that. It's all welded up. Did that last weekend. Mounted the radiators, got them pretty much roughed in where they're going to go. Behind the radiator to the back of the bus there, just before the curve, I'll build a box in there for toolboxes and all that kind of stuff, storing oil and whatever, antifreeze. That looks like that bus is gonna work out, that other bus I was talking about, so I'm gonna cut down 2 of the baggage doors on that, reskin them and mount them on here. They end up being about 30 inches long, and then it'll all kind of match the rest of the baggage doors on the bus. I want to try and keep it as much looking like a bus as I can. I don't want to get too carried away with, you know, changing stuff out and lose the feel of the bus. It's kind of why I decided to go with putting the stock radiators back in as opposed to one single on the side, you know. So the way they are, they work fine. It'll look not original, but you know, with the same style as original anyways. So I have some pieces being formed, some stainless pieces, and I'm gonna tie this up into there, and the other ones have to wrap around and go into that point there where you can see the old one was, for whatever reason they used mild seal. I'm going to replace it with stainless. It's all rusted out, so replace it with stainless. And then I got some stainless skin, some stainless sheet for skin to reskin it. So should have all that this week. Got a 4-day weekend next weekend. I'm just going to blitz it, see how much I can get done back here. I'm hoping to get everything all kind of roughed in up to the floor level, and you know, all the new tubing all welded in. For the floor I can just drop some plywood onto for now, and so I can walk around on it while I go from there up. We'll see how, it's a lot to do in 4 days probably, but I'm going to give it a try anyways. And then once I get to that point with the you know, this all roughed in back here and reskinned and whatnot, the next chore is going to be the raising the roof. So I'll work onto that next. I got to put the new cap on the front, the new raised cap, and then that'll tell me how high I can go, and I'll just jack the roof up to meet that. And then once that's all tied back together again, then I'll come back here and put the new rear cap on and finish up, you know, tie it all into the new raised roof structure there. Somewhere along the line here, maybe just this coming weekend, I'll cut this section out here on both sides where figure out where the slide's going to go to, and then I'll cut that portion of it out. The air cleaner, the old factory air cleaner is all out of there. Man, that was a job getting that out of there. That and the toilet on the other side, the tank, big job that was. Good thing I wasn't videoing that. Anyways, it's all out of there now. I'll just put a dry element air cleaner in. The original air intake, yeah, I don't know if you can really see it there, but that's where it all originally, the air went down into that air box. So I may reuse one of these louvers here. Just cut this piece out of here and reuse one of those louvers and mount it down in here and use the original air intake, just lower, and plumb an air cleaner into that. We'll see how big of a challenge that turns into. Anyways, that's pretty much it for now. I guess I'm gonna, these radiator mounts, I gotta put a down in here. I'll reinforce this on the bottom just to give it some more rigidity. It's pretty darn solid, but more is always better, I guess. And then I'll put another one of them back in here, straight out, and then that'll be just box that all in with aluminum and use that for storage for engine related stuff. Toolbox on the other side, jack, and all that kind of stuff. I carry a 3/4 inch impact wrench for doing tires if I need to, so all that can be stored in there. Just run it off the bus here. Seems to work fairly well on the other bus anyways. This one should be the same. Anyhow, not as much progress as I had hoped in the last couple of weeks, but I've been waiting for material and just doing what I can do. So anyways, that's all for now.